Jake Paul could lose world ranking days after Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. win. Jake Paul's entry into the World Boxing Association, WBA, rankings at number 14 has stirred major controversy. And now, the WBA is taking a second look. The YouTuber-turned-boxer recently claimed victory over former middleweight champion Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., a performance that initially earned him a spot among the top 15 cruiserweights in the world. But with mounting criticism from fans, fighters, and industry experts alike, that ranking may soon be revoked. Paul, 28, showcased his signature aggression and composure in the ring during his bout with Chavez Jr., claiming a decisive points victory. The win was a significant step in his boxing journey, as it marked another triumph over a recognized name in the sport. However, despite the headlines and highlight reels, the credibility of that win and the subsequent ranking has come into serious question. The WBA responded to the backlash by announcing an official review of Paul's cruiserweight standing. In a statement released ahead of the European Convention in Madrid, the governing body acknowledged a widespread dissatisfaction among established fighters and fans. Due to heavy criticism and outrage from other rank contenders, the WBA will review Jake Paul's cruiserweight ranking at their upcoming European Convention in Madrid, which takes place from July 15 to 18th, reported All Out Fighting. The crux of the criticism lies in the quality of Paul's opposition. While Chavez Jr. is a former world champion, his best days were over a decade ago. His last meaningful win came in 2012, and he has struggled to remain relevant in recent years. More importantly, he entered the Paul fight unranked as a cruiserweight, further weakening the significance of Paul's victory from a competitive standpoint. For many within the boxing community, Paul's ascent to the number 14 spot seemed like a leap over more deserving fighters. Names like former world champion Chris Billam-Smith and knockout specialist Craig Parker are ranked just ahead of Paul and have fought high-level opponents in the sanctioned cruiserweight division. The abrupt inclusion of a social media celebrity with a limited professional resume has left seasoned contenders feeling slighted. While Paul's fan base has undoubtedly helped generate mainstream attention for sport, purists argue that boxing's legitimacy hinges on merit-based rankings. Paul's record, though improving, is still seen by many as lacking depth. Most of his victories have come against MMA fighters or past their prime boxers, and he has yet to defeat a ranked cruiserweight in a professional setting. The WBA's decision to reassess Paul's ranking is not only a response to public pressure, but also a move to protect the integrity of its ranking system. Fighters who have climbed the ladder through years of training, risk, and competition view Paul's sudden rise as an insult to hard work and sacrifices required in the sport. Some have even taken social media to express their outrage, calling the ranking a joke and a mockery of the division. Adding to the controversy is the recent cancellation of Paul's much-hyped exhibition fight against boxing legend Mike Tyson. The match, originally scheduled for July, was postponed due to a health scare for Tyson. Though heavily publicized, the bout was never going to be a sanctioned professional fight, and Tyson, now 58, is far from being an active or ranked fighter. Yet, some believe the event's promotional buzz played a role in boosting Paul's visibility within boxing organizations. As the WBA prepares for its upcoming convention in Madrid, the pressure is on. If Paul's ranking is upheld, it may open the door for other celebrity athletes to receive similar treatment, further blurring the line between entertainment and legitimate sport. On the other hand, removing Paul from the rankings could reinforce the idea that the WBA prioritizes fairness and performance over popularity. Jake Paul, for his part, has remained mostly silent about the controversy. Known for his brash confidence and self-promotion, he has so far focused on teasing his next moves and celebrating his win over Chavez Jr., but even he must be aware that his future as a respected figure in professional boxing may hinge on the outcome of the WBA's review. As the July 15 to 18 convention approaches, the boxing world waits for answers. Will the WBA uphold Jake Paul's number 14 cruiserweight ranking, or will they side with the sport's purists and strip it away? One thing is certain. Paul's presence in boxing continues to spark debate, and whether you love him or hate him, the problem child is forcing the sport to grapple with what it truly values. Boxer Parker, outraged over Jake Paul's WBA ranking, says he'd finish him in 4 rounds. Professional boxer Jack Parker has expressed his outrage and disbelief after learning that social media star-turned-boxer Jake Paul has been ranked number 14 by the World Boxing Association, WBA, the same spot Parker currently holds. In a recent interview with All Out Fighting, Parker did not hold back his frustration, calling the situation a slap in the face to seasoned fighters like himself. "I was getting up in the morning, scrolling through my news feed, and the headline jumped out at me. Jake Paul ranked number 14 in the WBA," Parker said, still clearly rattled. "I thought, that can't be real. Because I'm ranked 14th by the WBA. It felt like a low blow. Honestly, I was disgusted." Parker's reaction reflects the ongoing controversy surrounding Jake Paul's rising presence in professional boxing. Known primarily for his YouTube fame and massive social media following, Paul has made waves by defeating a string of former MMA fighters and less experienced boxers. However, Parker believes recognition by a respected body like the WBA should be earned through rigorous competition, not popularity. For this guy to come in, get recognition from a major sanctioning body like the WBA, and then start talking about fighting for a world title, it's absurd. Parker continued. He's nowhere near that level. He shouldn't even be thinking about being a world champion right now. Parker emphasized that the sport should prioritize merit, not marketing. In his view, hard-working fighters who have spent years building their resumes deserve the opportunities and rankings, not someone who bypasses the grind through celebrity status. Taking things a step further, Parker confidently addressed the idea of facing Jake Paul in the ring. He didn't shy away from making a bold prediction for rounds. "I'll give him a couple because he's going to be in shape and moving around. But if I catch him on the chin early, maybe even the first round." Parker's message to fans and to boxing organizations is clear. While he respects the entertainment value that Jake Paul brings, that alone shouldn't be enough to fast-track someone into the upper tiers of professional boxing. The sport, he argues, needs to protect its integrity and honor the fighters who have sacrificed years chasing titles the hard way. As the debate over celebrity boxing continues, Parker's strong stance highlights the tension between tradition and modern spectacle. Whether or not Parker and Paul ever meet in the ring, one thing is certain. Parker believes the WBA's decision was a misstep that undermines the efforts of true contenders. While he respects the entertainment value that Jake Paul brings, that alone shouldn't be enough to fast-track someone into the upper tiers of professional boxing. The sport, he argues, needs to protect its integrity and honor the fighters who have sacrificed years chasing titles the hard way. As the debate over celebrity boxing continues, Parker's strong stance highlights the tension between tradition and modern spectacle. Whether or not Parker and Paul ever meet in the ring, one thing is certain. Parker believes the WBA's decision was a misstep that undermines the efforts of true contenders.